Hello, my name is Alexandra Maloney. I'm currently the president of the International Association of Black Professionals in International Affairs. In 2024, we will be celebrating our 35th anniversary, where BPIA continues to be a leader and a source for global Black talent, for leadership in our field, in the international affairs field at large. So we are just so excited for the contributions and the support from our partners, from our members, from our supporting agencies and private sector partners, and we look forward to what is to come for the future of BPIA. Thank you. Good evening, welcome. It's wonderful to see all of you. Sorry, I'm just a little overwhelmed to see so many people here to honor myself and the organization and our guests tonight. My name is Alexandra Maloney. I'm the president of Black Professionals in International Affairs. If you are a board member of BPIA or an advisory council member, can you wave your hand, please? Thank you so much for being here. We are very excited and thankful for all of the support that we've had throughout the years for Black professionals in international affairs. We see the support and the outpour here today. And so I'll pass it for a quick hello from our chairman, and then we'll proceed to remarks from our special guests. Thank you very much. Over to our chairman, Charles Carruthers.
Thank you, Charles Carruthers, chairman of the Board of Advisors for BPIA and principal at Cornerstone Government Affairs. Before we start, I'd first like to acknowledge that we lost a dear friend suddenly this year, a champion of BPIA, a champion of diversity, equity, inclusion in the foreign policy arena, and an individual who was a trailblazer. That's Ambassador C. Stephen McGann, who passed away suddenly this past May. C. Stephen McGann was an incredible leader who prided himself on putting people of color in the room at the right time with the right people, and going a step above being a mentor, just advocating for people of color in positions of influence. So I'd be remiss if I didn't acknowledge, I know he's here, his presence is here, but I'd be remiss if I didn't acknowledge all the great work and that we all continue to miss him. So.
My name is Jimmy Santos. I am originally from Cambridge, Massachusetts. Recently moved down to Washington, D.C. last year. I am currently serving as a board member at large on the International Association for Black Professionals in International Affairs organization. One thing that I really love about this organization is that it's a great network of individuals that are focused on mentorship and helping out people come up behind them. It's focused on individuals, focused on professional development, personal development, helping individuals and mentees become the person that they want to be in life, not just in the career, but the person they want to be as individuals. And being here has been a great opportunity for me to meet other individuals that are focused on helping others and not just helping people move up in their careers.
Well, BPIA's mission is to advance national security foreign policy with the aspect of having diverse thoughts in the room, more especially people of color who are Black or African American or of African descent. You know, when we walk in the halls of any national security foreign policy agency, there's not a lot of individuals that look like us, right? We provide a unique perspective in culture, in history, the way we address hard problems that face our nation. So it's really important that we have more seats at the table of individuals who look like us, so we can kind of like break the mold of this atmosphere of monolithic groupthink. So please support BPIA. Please connect with each other. If you haven't signed up for a mentor program, please do. Listen, happy to grab coffee with all of you if my schedule permits. But we have to pay it forward, because if not us, then who? I'm going to pass the mic back to Alex.
Thank you, Charles. All right, now we will hear a greeting from our special guest. Our first is one of our BPIA Advisory Council members, and the reason that we're honoring Combes today is because, to me, he has been the embodiment of what true allyship looks like for our community, and for helping and supporting in ways that many may not know, but it's helping to push BPI forward into the future. And so, Combes, if you can please join me here, and please welcome him.
Thank you, Alexandria. Our fearless leader, everyone. Yes. So being here today,
All the way close.
thank you. Always coaching.
Hi, my name is Sierra Bracero. I am a newly elected member of the 2024 board as the assistant treasurer. And my advice for future generations is to be yourself and to really follow your dreams. As a Black professional or someone who identifies of African descent, there are many naysayers, but we are the trailblazers. We are the ones who say no. Being Black or being of African descent does not mean it's a hard stop anymore. We are at the table, we have a voice, and we will be heard.
Being here today, I'm reminded of a saying from my heritage. We're all different fingers on the same hand. Our differences make us unique, but it's our unity that makes us strong. And in the vast expanse of international affairs, this unity, this beautiful tapestry of diversity is not just a strength, but it's an imperative. As an ally in the pursuit of diversity, equality, inclusion, and accessibility, I've learned that DEI is not just about bringing different people to the table. It's about ensuring that every voice at the table is heard, valued, and respected. It's about understanding that our different backgrounds, our different experiences, our different perspectives are not just to be tolerated, but to be celebrated and to be embraced. And I'm really humbled, Alexandria, Charles, to be honored by my BPIA family. In my mind, I'm just a fellow traveler on the journey towards a more inclusive world. As a world where the first generation Middle Eastern American as myself can stand in solidarity with the Black community, where our differences are not barriers, but bridges that connect us. So while I'm deeply honored and grateful for this recognition, I do so on behalf of every individual who has ever felt like an outsider, every ally who has stood up for another, and every voice that has ever spoken out for inclusion. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Hi, good afternoon, good evening. My name is Julian Goldstein. I am a board member at large for the 2023 year with Black Professionals in International Affairs. My question was, what would I recommend that you can do who are getting involved in international relations? Believe in yourself. When it comes to international development and humanitarian work, the first thing in the middle of a crisis is to have hope. Hope for a better day, hope for teams, and hoping that even if you don't have the pieces, things will fall together when you believe. Thank you so much. You all enjoy 2024 and the future beyond. Take care.
Fantastic. Tonight we are excited to be celebrating multiple firsts. So the first deputy spokesperson for the U.S. Department of State, who is a Black woman, Jelena Porter. If you could please join me up here. Thank you so much for being here. We want to lift you up in all that you've done in representing and supporting our community and the Black community in our field, and showing other young girls and the next generation that they too can be where you have been and further. So with that, I'll go ahead and pass it to Jelena. Thank you.
Thank you. Well, that's really hard to come after home bags. I do not prepare remarks, so oh my gosh, good evening.
Good evening.
Y'all look good. This is following you. Really nice vantage point to be amongst all this positive energy, this Black and brown excellence. Christmas time, happy holidays, whatever you celebrate. I'm so honored to be here with you all. I want to thank Alexandria and all of BPIA, the board members, everybody who's a member of this room. And I don't know, I'm just so inspired when I see all of you, because when I think of our leadership journey, we've probably often heard the phrase, lift as we climb. And this is what it is. I think this is the embodiment of lifting as we climb. I also think it's important to pick up when we get knocked down. I also think it's important to strategize when you want to pivot or when you want to rebuild. I also think it's important that you support when you just want to pause. Or like me, maybe I want to become a yoga teacher, y'all. I don't know. It's been a lot. I mean, I had colleagues from the State Department, from the Hill, from the Lynx, from the Divine Nine, from Delta Sigma Theta, Sorority Incorporated, okay? I think the thing that has helped me so much, being in a unique position, being the first is the hardest. I know Undersecretary Jenkins can co-sign on that. And so when you don't have a blueprint, you have this. So I'm someone who really believes in giving my flowers to people while they're here. And what I can say is that I didn't have a blueprint, but I had literal wind beneath my wings. So Q and all of DS, you guys quite literally saved my life. I don't know how I could ever repay you, but I thank you, and I thank all of DS for all the work that you continue to do. Charles is true, tried and true. He said he's gonna get coffee with you, he'll get you coffee, he'll get you lunch, he'll bring baby Charlie along the way to make sure that she's surrounded by all this excellence too. So many of you, I mean, I just was reminded, just a little email one day on the job saying, hey girl, I like those box braids you have in your hair on the national stage as principal deputy spokesperson. Those things matter. I worked on the Crown Act too, #Crown Act, so that really matters to me, being an example and really walking the talk. Staying true to myself. I'm a girl from Baton Rouge, Louisiana who wasn't supposed to be here. My parents aren't in government, they never donated to any campaign, I just was someone who decided I wanted to go for it. And I was relentless. And maybe people have tried my character along the way, they have definitely tried my patience along the way, and that will happen. But I'm undefeated. And I want to impart that on all of you. Never, ever be defeated. Stay excellent. Please continue to uplift and support each other. And thank you for having me tonight.
Hi, my name is Shawnice Underwood. I'm a BPIA Advisory Council member, and my experience with BPIA has been extraordinary. I am so thrilled that I'm a part of this organization that empowers African Americans and Black people from all over the world to pursue opportunities in foreign policy, and to not only pursue the opportunities, but to spearhead them. And I am so proud of this organization for everything that it's done. And thank you, BPIA. Merry Christmas.
Thank you so much, Alina. Undefeated. And now, last but not least, one of the women that I personally look up to when I look at what does leadership and guidance look like in this field, what does it mean to be the fact that we have an undersecretary in our community who's willing to come, and you can't imagine how busy this woman is. Okay. And so that's why she's probably flying to Vienna tonight, okay? For some NATO, I don't know, let me not put her schedule out there, okay? But without further ado, please join me in welcoming our own Undersecretary Bonnie Jenkins.
First of all, thank you to all of you. Thank you for inviting me. I always tell people when I used to work at the Ford Foundation in the early 2000s, one of the organizations I funded was BPIA. And so when I came back in government, it was so great to see that it's still here and look at the representation. So it shows just how much. Just how much the organization has been doing, and it's still great work, and I'm so proud to be a part of this. So thank you for inviting me. And I'm here looking in my blue, and all you got these beautiful colors out here. I said, you looking good. You're really looking good. I said, nobody told me you're looking good tonight. So you all look wonderful. So this is the next generation. So I just feel so proud and so confident, and I know that you guys are going to kick butt. So I feel very good. And one of the reasons that I started WCAPS was because I wanted to make sure that we will continue to have people of color, women of color, in these fields of peace and security, and that stay in these fields of peace and security and move up the ranks so that we are at the table for decision making. And so these kind of organizations like BPIA are so important because they really provide a support system, because there are going to be days when you're just like, I just don't want to deal with this right now. And it's nice to have people who you can call on the phone or have a drink with and just say, I just need to talk. And that'll give you the courage and what you need to go back the next day and deal with it. Because we all know it's challenging out here. As people of color and having to deal with just the way it is in culture, growing up in a culture, being in a culture where you, from the very early ages, you're told that you're not supposed to make it, you're told that you're not as good, and that stuff gets in your head. And that's what's all about the imposter syndrome, because you carry it around, and it's not your fault you carry it, it's just that's what society's been telling you. And so when you get to the point in your life when you realize, you're like, wait a minute, why am I thinking this kind of stuff? Where is it coming from? Why am I always thinking I'm not as good? Why am I always thinking I have to work twice as hard? Because that's what society's been telling you. We're all a culture of our society. And that's just the way it is. And they do it on purpose. That's how you keep people down, is you keep people, make them feel like they can't make it. And so when you realize, wait a minute, this is not coming from up here. This is not something I created. This is coming from outside influences that are making me feel how I feel. And you start to distance yourself from it. And you start to say, wait a minute, I don't have to feel that way. Wait a minute, I know I'm just as good. Wait a minute, I'm here, I'm just as good, I can do it as well. And if I fail, it's because I failed because I didn't work as hard, or I didn't try, or because the system made it difficult for me. And those are the kind of things when people very often ask me, challenges that I've experienced, being the first African American to do this, and many of you in those kind of situations are the only one, and you are experiencing that, and you are winning, and you are persevering, and you can, clap yourself on the back and say, I'm making it and I'm doing it. And being a role model for all of your role models for younger people who look up to you. You may not even know people looking up to you, but they're looking up to you, and you're a role model for the younger ones who want to be where you are. There's always going to be people, always young people, who feel like I can't do it, I can't make it, particularly in our community. So you are role models, you are making it, you are doing it. Look at you all look amazing, and you're all doing great work, and there's no reason why you can't do even more. And as Julina said, you just do it, you just make it happen. You say, I'm going to do it, it's going to happen. And I go to work every day. I sit in the staff meetings, in the senior staff meetings. I'm sitting next to the Secretary of State. I got my braids on. That's right. You gotta be real. You gotta be real to yourself and make sure, because you will be the best person you can be when you are who you are. Okay, and I know who I am, and I come like this. If anybody got an issue with that, that's their issue. It ain't mine. All right. So just a few words from me to you, because for me, you are the inspiration. You are what gives me inspiration. You are the reason why I feel like I can still do what I do, because I see you out there, and I know the future is in good hands. So you just keep doing what you're doing. Thanks.
My name is Bobby Curtis King II. I'm the Vice President for Education and Exchange for BPIA. My initial beginning with BPIA was with a conference on IDPs and human trafficking held and hosted by BPIA. Usually you would have multiple speakers in this event, but I remember the late Ambassador Stephen McGann noting his experience in Tanzania during the Dar es Salaam bombings. Additionally, he also noted to me, when I talked to him personally, to go further and just not stay in your own region or area of comfort. Go in and go further in a way to get more and help with people coming into these international spaces, as I need to compete. BPIA has always been an area of inclusion, going further, and a way to kind of grow, especially during the time of pandemic. I found it as an enlightening experience, and it's been helpful for my own personal growth and professional growth. My mission is to help people grow further in their comfort and their space within BPIA.
Hi, my name is Michelle Washington, and I am the Vice President of Professional Development on the BPIA board. I'm excited for the incoming 2024 board, but if I could think of one thing that I would give a little tidbit of advice, and that would be yourself. Everyone has a superpower. Lean into your superpower and use that to your advantage. Network, find like-minded individuals, and get yourself to the next level. Use that superpower. Thank you, and thank you for supporting BPIA.
My name is Corey Bullock. I'm a board member of BPIA, and my experience with BPIA is the convener of the Black community in foreign policy from senior executives to junior staff, bringing everyone together so that we know who each other are, and then we can build relationships, be it mentors, sponsors, we can do networking. So it really is the venue to convene everyone to come together.
The first black undersecretary, but not the last. All right, I'm going to wrap up. I know that there should be some champagne that's being passed around in a spirit of celebration. Just as a closing remark, I was at a meeting this morning with one of my advisory council members, Tasha Austin, and she asked me the question, what is your vision of the future of BPIA, of this organization? And what do you want BPIA to be known for in this time? And to me, as the president of this organization, I've been presiding for 2 years, next year will be the conclusion of my final term, I see BPIA as the source and the incubator for global black talent based here in the US and internationally. That's how we need to move, okay? It's easy to go far when you're alone, but you go further when you're together. I want you to link arms with the person right next to you real quick. Fancy me for 1 second. Repeat after me. Further. Further. Together. Together. Thank you very much.